What is good? What is up, everybody? How are we doing? How are we feeling? I'm Taylor, aka Taylor the Creator, and welcome to my little YouTube channel. Okay, so today I'm doing a sketch with me / Q&A, so let's get into the game. So I asked you guys on my Instagram story to ask me questions, and the first question that I got is your do's and your don'ts when creating something. So my do's: when you're drawing a piece, focus on the passion and the positive feeling that drawing gives you. My don'ts: don't focus so much on making things perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. Don't focus on likes. You don't need to focus on the praise you're going to receive. Just focus on what you want to do. Emphasis on the you, heavy on the you. So my next question is your first memory of drawing something. So my first memory of drawing something, I was just a baby. I was maybe 3, 4 ? My parents bought me and my brother a Etch-a-Sketch, and they used to draw on that thing all the time, and I loved it. We ate it right up, and eventually I asked if I could do it. I started wanting to do my own stuff, and after drawing on it, I realized I love art. And here we are now, years later, and I still love art. So the next question is, how do you handle art block? That is a really good question. So my response, okay, so art block is like the worst thing in the world, but it's not the end of the word. You following? So what I mean by that is sometimes it's okay to feel burnt out or unmotivated. Art block is literally a normal thing. Everybody goes through it, and sometimes personally, I take it as a sign to take a break. I don't know about y'all, but I take a breath and I take a break, and I simply just shift my focus. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I shift my focus somewhere else. So when I feel myself getting tired and burnt out, what do? I give myself grace. Next question is, how long does it take for you to finish a piece? Wonderful question, complicated answer. So it depends. It depends on whether I'm doing digital, whether I'm doing traditional. It depends how much detail I'm putting into it. So when I'm doing a digital piece that's fully rendered, it can take hours, and I mean hours. That's anywhere from 5 hours to 8 hours. It really just depends. If I'm sketching, I would say the longest it would take me is maybe about an hour. Because sketching, I'm much more quick with it. I do sketches real quick, y'all, so it doesn't take me super long to do them. Next question is, what devices do you use for drawing, and do you have a source of references for your drawings? Okay, cool. So I use an iPad Air 3rd generation, and I use an Apple Pencil 1st generation. To answer your second question, yes, I do use a source of references, Pinterest. I live on Pinterest. I go on that app every day, and to be honest, I recommend y'all to do that too. I make boards on there, and this can be anything from hair to clothes to shoes to jewelry and accessories, poses, faces, makeup inspo, everything, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I recommend going on Pinterest. I use that for my source of inspiration whenever I'm doing something. 10 out of 10 recommend. Next question is, how did you build your art style, or what was your inspiration? So how did I build my art style? That is a really good question. To be honest, as a kid, my art style heavily revolved around comics and just cartoons in general. I loved Marvel. I loved a good X-Men. Like, I loved the Bratz. I loved them down. I loved Dragon Ball Z. I used to draw Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo, all the characters. I used to draw just the things that I would see on TV, and eventually that really helped build my style. That really gave me some inspiration. So that, I would say, is how I built my style and my inspiration. But my current inspiration as of today, right now, I would say I am also heavily inspired by other really big name black artists on Instagram. Love them, always will. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. The second question is, what was your favorite thing to draw when you were younger? So this kind of relates to the last question. I loved drawing cartoon characters. And I think I can confidently say my favorite thing to draw was Spider-Man. I loved him. I loved him so much. That was my husband. I used to draw him a lot. I used to have this little how to draw book that was specifically for Marvel characters, and it shows you how to draw bodies and perspective and just anatomy and all of that, and I ate it up. I loved drawing that. Also loved the little Monster High, and I used to draw sketches of the girls. So yeah. Next question is, how old are you? So I am 21 years old, but I'm gonna be 22 in 2 weeks. So yes, that's how old I am. Next question. When did you start drawing? So this kind of ties back into the previous questions. So I was anywhere from 3, 4, even 5. Like that's when I really started first getting into it. Hope that answers that. The next question is, when did you start drawing digitally? Ooh, I like that question. So I started drawing digitally in high school. I was a junior, many years ago. I didn't have an iPad. I didn't always have one. And before I got an iPad, truthfully, y'all, I used to draw on my phone. I used to draw on my phone with my fingers and my hands. I don't know how I did that. Don't ask how. I don't know. I can't tell you. I used to draw with my hands, and then I was so graciously gifted an iPad, and once I gifted that, I loved it down. I never put it down. And you know, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I got the iPad and I realized I loved it, and from that moment on I kept practicing and I kept going and I kept trying and I kept doing, and here we are. The next question is, what app do you use to draw? So the big two boys that I like to use are Procreate, number 1, and Clip Studio Paint, number 2. I highly recommend both of them. They're great. Differentiating the two, I would say personally, honestly, Procreate is a bit more friendly to beginners, beginner friendly. The interface is a bit more, it's a bit easier to get the hang of. I will admit, Clip Studio takes a while to understand and, you know, get used to because of the interface, but I recommend it. It's great. Yeah, I hope that answers those questions. So the next question is, are you a full-time artist? If so, what's it like? Ups and downs, question mark? I don't know if I could say I'm a full-time artist. So I am a student. I'm still in college, and because of that, during the school year anyway, my schedule is tight. So I don't always have time to draw and create things. I always have a lot of projects to do. So I don't think I could say I'm full-time yet. Now, when that summer comes around, I have much more time to do things. Thankfully, I love that for me. And I don't know if I could say I'm full-time in the summer, but my schedule definitely opens up, if you get what I'm saying. So maybe sometime in the future I could be full-time. I really applaud any artists that I see that are full-time. Standing ovation, you won the prize because that's a lot of work. So also, to answer the second half of the question, ups and downs. So because I don't fully consider myself full-time, I do observe other full-time artists and how they move and what they do. And based on my observation anyway, I'm gonna try to answer this question, y'all. So at least based on what I'm seeing, I guess you could say the ups of being full time is depending on your situation, you work for yourself, you're your own boss, you're not working for some corporate company, you're doing what you want to do, you're working on your time. So that is definitely a plusiana. The downs, I would probably say time. Yeah, it takes a lot of time to do that. Time that I do not have right now, but maybe one day. But I will also say that sometimes I'll see artists that do comics and webtoon, and I don't think y'all know just how much time and effort and money and sweat and tears that takes. I don't know if I could do that. Maybe, but I'm not sure. It's a lot of work, but I applaud anyone who's doing that. I applaud you. You are the winner. You are the main character. You are a soldier, and I am not. So, yes. So, the next question is, what is the hardest thing to draw? Men. Men. Listen, look, I'm not great at drawing, guys. Yeah. I've gotten better, I think, but I still would like to improve. I've drawn girls because I think it's because I'm a girl, maybe. That's what I see when I look in the mirror. I can relate to that, and I just like drawing girls. It's really fun, and I find it easier. I don't know. Do y'all find it easier? I find it easier to draw girls rather than guys. And I always feel like when I'm trying to draw like a really like hot, cute guy, like it always ends up looking kind of weird, kind of funky, kind of questionable. So I would definitely say drawing men is the hardest thing to draw for me personally. But I don't know. We get it better. I don't know. Practice makes perfect, I guess. The next question, which I'm super excited to answer, what kind of music are you into? K-pop? I said what I said. I love K-pop. I am a stan. I love BTS. But I also like to get into a little pop. I like to get into that gig. I like R&B. I like neo soul and many other genres. I'm not picky, trust me, I'm not. And I've been trying to dibble and dabble in different things, stick my toes in the water, you know. So I'm not picky. I listen to a lot of different genres, rap, aka hip hop, you know, the whole thing. Yeah, so that's what kind of music I listen to. The next question is, where do you live? Oh. Okay, so I don't know if I can tell you all of that, but I'll just say I live in Illinois. Woohoo. Yeah. What are some new things that you want to learn? Ooh, new things that I want to learn. I want to learn some new languages. That would be top tier. Can y'all imagine just walking into a room and commanding the space? You're that girl, you're here, you're present, this is you, this is your moment, and you just can speak other languages. Is that not cool? I wish I could speak at least like 5 languages. Truthfully, honestly, like literally, I wish I could speak at least 5. But the time and effort that takes, I don't know. But I honestly admire people that can speak multiple languages. Like, think of the experiences that can give you, the knowledge that can give you, the connections that could give you. Like, I one day, y'all, mark my words, one day I want to learn, and one day I want to get into it. So yes. Okay, guys, so I think that is it. That is all for all of the questions. But before I end this bad boy off, I want to give a huge, capital H, huge thanks to everybody who asked me questions and everybody who participated on my story. You guys are the bomb.com. Thank you so much. Thank you to all my followers and supporters. I love you guys down. You are my world. I love you and I appreciate you. You are loved. Yeah, no, this was really fun. Admittedly, I was a bit nervous because I've never done voiceover work before. Don't know how it's gonna sound. Hope you guys don't think my voice sounds like disgusting. But yeah, this was really fun. Maybe I can do one of these in the future. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Thank you so much again, and peace out.